That's why I have them.
Hello darlings, lovely afternoon we're having here at Aunty Tullula's. Chukas first to everybody. We're going to be having a high tea later on, and look, we've been preparing our scones, our Maltese biscuits, coconut and walnut cookies and some peanut butter cookies. But right now we're going to show you how to do your Christmas cake, and this is just so easy to bake. So the pot's ready. We'll get Muriel over close by, and everything goes into the pot. So we start with 500 grams of mixed fruit into the pot, and 1 can of crushed pineapple. Mix that through. We next put in, come over here, you're all here. Don't know how beautiful I am. Mainly about seeing how it all goes in the pot. Okay, then we've got 250 grams of butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix that through. All this is all going to boil all up together. And we're also going to add to that, I think it's 150 grams of brown sugar as well. And all that is mixed together, and then what we're going to do is bring that all up to a boil. Make sure it's got it nice and hot. Now with your Christmas cakes, you can choose to put brandy in it. You can put whiskey with it. We're going to use brandy today. And if you don't wish to do brandy or whiskey, substitute it with orange juice, just to keep it nice and moist as well. This doesn't take very long to not to prepare, and also doesn't take long to bake. Because if you overcook it, all it's going to do is go dry. Now, as you can see, it's started to boil in there. We're just going to give it a little bit more time. Just keep the film going there. I'm going to add a teaspoon of mixed spice into it. Actually, let's do a teaspoon and a half. Give it a little bit of an extra kick. I have got it on high, but it's a little bit of a bitch, my stove. Chukas, darling. I love this, and I must thank my sister, one of my sisters, for kick-starting this recipe off, but it obviously has to have the Tullula twist to it. But we're nearly there with it. And once this boils, we're going to add the next ingredient to it, which is my favourite. I feel like a scientist when we add the bicarb soda into it. And what we're going to do with it, you can see it started to boil. Now some people I know like to soak their fruit cake, and that's fine. You can do that ahead of time, soak it into the alcohol. But because I make so many of these, I generally make about 20 fruit cakes around Christmas time, and lots of little small ones. Okay, here we go. So now what we're going to do is add a big heaped teaspoon of bicarb soda. And this is what I call the volcano. And you're going to see that starts to turn like a little volcano would do. And continue to boil. So keep your eye on it, and we don't want it to end up like Mount Fujiyama. And then we add the next two ingredients right there. Keep your eye on that there. Keep the film going there. Now what we're going to do is add 1.5 cups of plain flour. And stir that through. And 1 cup of, 1.5 cups of self-raising flour and 1 cup of plain flour. And that's about it. We're just about done. Now we're going to turn that off and follow me over here, Remy. You can see that's nice and moist in there. Yeah, a little bit closer. Now we're going to add about that much brandy. Now the reason I put it in now and not while it's cooking, because I don't want it all to cook off, I want it to keep the flavour. And then I'm going to add to it. That doesn't work. Now if you use the flat side of it, you won't get your eggshells in your mix when you crack it open. 3 eggs. Oh, actually no, 4 eggs. I like 4 eggs. Oh, shit. I like 4 eggs. And mix that through. Even though it's hot, doesn't matter. It's going to go in the oven anyway. Now this is going to make, look at that, nice and runny. And what I use is one of the old-fashioned egg things. And we're going to make 6 small ones and 6 little individual ones and 1 square cake. And just do these ones first, 6 of them in there first.
I love your egg scoop.
Oh, ice cream scoop.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, I'm a lesbian. It doesn't matter. I can call things what I want to call them. That's what lesbians do.
Oh.
Make up things as they go. There we go. Look at that. 6 little individuals. And the rest of it will go into your small pan. Now, I've got to tell you, those rubber pans or whatever they call them, they're shit. Don't use them. I don't like them, especially if you're doing this type of cake. They just don't work when you're baking certain things. But if you're baking something heavy like this, like a fruit cake, try and get you as old-fashioned. Go in a charity shop and look for the oldest cake pan that you can find, and that'll be your best cake pan you can buy. So there you go there. We're going to smooth that over a little bit. You don't have to do this, but you do. Oh, you don't. Graham, he likes everything smooth. Like his bum, he likes that smooth too. There we go. That's what that makes, that one mixture.
And she wouldn't know anyway.
It'll make 2 of these, or it'll make that. Pop it into the oven on the bottom shelf.
What temperature is your oven?
On about 180 to 200 degrees. And abracadabra, that's what you're going to end up with. Lovely fruit cake, ready for Christmas. These are great because they're nice and moist. It's not a dry fruit cake, it's a moist fruit cake. Put some nice hot brandy custard over it at Christmas time and serve it all up. And if you want to ice it, great. Have a lovely, lovely
Did you
day.
get Tullula? Moist.
Have a lovely afternoon. Don't worry about the bitch in the background. Enjoy it. We're off to have high tea. And if you'd like me to come to your home and do a cooking show, just send us a message. Chuka's darling,